But in the end, we are going to see very practical examples of how to apply AI Builder in our Power Automate flows, and definitely working with SharePoint or Microsoft Forms or any of the other services in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. This is the question and answers at the end of the session, but in any case, if you have a question, you can post it in the chat. I have this open window, so I can also answer your questions during the presentation. So this is a quick presentation. My name is Ferran. As Brad said, I've been awarded with the MVP recently. So this is the first talk I'm doing as an MVP. I've been Microsoft certified trainer since 2009, and here are my details, my contact details. I like running, basketball, music, basketball, and I'm a member of SUBCAT, the SharePoint user group in Barcelona, and also member of the Power Automate super user group. So what's this session about? As I said before, this is a very practical session. I like not too much to talk about or use. You will see PowerPoint, very practical session about AI Builder with Power Automate. We'll see different AI models that we can use within Power Automate in a very practical way. So you get a general idea of what can you do with using AI Builder with real samples that could be real problems that could be solved using AI Builder. So first of all, we are going to see the pre-built AI models. Microsoft provides some pre-built AI models that we can use. We will see how to use them. Then we will see how to use custom AI models. We'll see the differences between both models. And finally, how much all these things that we are going to use cost. In the end, we have this Q&A session, Q&A for asking me any questions, but you can reach out to me if the session finished and we haven't enough time. So first of all, let's see which are the pre-built AI models. What are pre-built AI models? Are models that are ready to use. We don't need to have data. We don't need data to train these models, as we see with the custom AI models. They are ready to use. So we have to do nothing except having AI Builder, and then we can use all these models. Which models do we have? We have the business card reader that is able to read business cards. We have this category classification that is able to categorize or to classify some text. For example, we'll see this is in a preview. In a preview, we'll see in the custom how can it be used. We have the entity extraction that it's able to read some text and extract entities like cities, like postal addresses, like phone numbers. We have this identity document reader that it's able to read nowadays US documents, although we hope in the future it's able to read passports, for example, or any ID document from any part of the world. We have an invoice processing model that is able to read and process invoices. We will do a demo with this model. We have this key phrase extraction that is able to extract keys inside the text. We have also the language detection. You have a text and AI, or this model is able to define the language or understand the language that it's written this text. We have this receipt processing that it's similar to the invoice processing. It's able to process any ticket, any invoice, and extract data. We have the sentiment analysis to analyze some text and define if it's a positive or negative comment. We also have the text recognition that it's able to read an image and get the text from that image. And finally, the text translation that maybe you have used, or for example, if you use Outlook or Teams, you can translate any text. So here we have a model that is able to translate text. I have introduced this very quickly. If you want more information, you have all the documentation in the Microsoft site, of course, but I'm going to focus on this, on invoice processing, receipt processing, and sentiment analysis. I want to do some demo so you can get an idea of how to leverage all these models and how to use them. So what I'm going to do, first of all, let me show what I have here. So I have a SharePoint site where, for example, let me check, which is the first demo I was thinking about. Yeah, receipt processing. Okay. So what we are going to do here, I have a SharePoint list. Let me add some zoom. I have a SharePoint list where I will upload some receipts. The idea is that when I upload those receipts, let's show some of these receipts. I want to upload an image like this with this information, and I want AI Builder to try to read this picture, this photograph, and extract some data and put that extracted data in the SharePoint list. So I have here the merchant name, the merchant address, transaction date, total, and the tax. I mean, I want to try to get that information from that receipt and put it in SharePoint. So I'm going to open Power Automate. I have this demo prepared, but I can open Mate, and I can, let's see, I'm not in the correct environment. Okay, I'm going to a builder demo. Here I have prepared the demo just in case, but what I'm going to do is create a flow. Let me put some zoom here. I'm going to select SharePoint. When a file is created, I'm going to select the site, Automation Bootcamp. And here I have the receipts. And when a file is created, when I upload a file in the receipts document library in SharePoint, I want to get the content of that file. Get file content. I'm going to select the site and the file identifier. This is the file identifier. So once I have the content of that file, I'm going to call AI Builder. If I don't have AI Builder, I can request for a trial. If I have it ready to use, no message will be shown as I requested for a trial environment. There's no message showing here, but now I can choose some of the models that I showed you before. Here, I want to use the receipt, extract information from receipts. This is the model I want to use. This is a pre-built AI model. Why is it pre-built? Because I have to do nothing. I only have to select the content of the file content that it comes from the previous action. And then once I have this file content, the output of the extract information from receipts, now I want to update the SharePoint item, update file properties. I'm going to select again the site, library name. This is the receipts, the ID, the unique identifier, and as you can see, now I'm able to update this information, which is the merchant name. The merchant name comes out from the extract information from receipts, comes out from this box, this action. So here, do I have the merchant? Yeah, I have this field, merchant name. And I'm going to select the merchant name, then the merchant address, then the phone number, the transaction date. So I have many attributes that AI Builder is going to try to extract from that image, for that PDF document, PNG, JPG, and going to extract this information. And let me quickly add those fields, and finally the total. If you see, when I'm looking for that fields, you'll see that apart from the field, I have this confidence. This is the number that shows which is the confidence of that value. The more near is to 1, the nearest to 1, the better. I mean, if confidence is near to 1, it means that we can trust with the result. With this, the AI Builder, this model has been able to read these values, and we can trust in the value. If the value, I mean, we have this confidence for every single attribute. Same for phone number, same for others. If the confidence is near to 0, it means that, okay, we have a value, but maybe we'll have to review. We can trust 100% on that output. So finally, I'm going to update that description. I'm going pretty quickly. I'm going to save that. Let's see. This is automation bootcamp receipt. Okay. I'm going to save. So I have, okay, this is not going to check for errors. I could make a more complete workflow, but the idea is that, sorry, I forgot the title. Here, I'm going to update with the same title. Okay, I'm going to save this. So now this workflow is ready. As you see, here I only selecting the file content. I insist on that. And that's all. I have to do nothing. I have not to worry about the format of the receipt, which files are going to be there and which not. I have to do nothing at all. No worries. I only select this file. As I said before, it could be a JPG, a PNG, a PDF document, and this is going to extract the information. So the flow is ready. So I can try to upload. Here I have a couple of receipts. For example, I can try to upload this receipt and upload it here. And then now the flow should be triggered. I'm going to wait a little bit. Let's see here in the all runs. Probably I have to wait a little bit. Meanwhile, I'll try to update, to upload another document. And let's go to Power Automate. Maybe we'll have to wait a minute. This is demo effect. Okay. Now they are running. Both flows are running. Let's click here. It ran successfully. It seems that for one of the images, it's extracted value with the confidence that I told you before, for number, merchant address, and this information. So if I go to SharePoint here, you can see I have the information that I said, I told you, merchant name, merchant address. I extracted the subtotal, the tax, and the total. In one of the tickets of the receipts, it was not able to extract the tax and the total values. Why? Let's see. Honestly, I wasn't sure. Here I have this amount, and this is for the chow. So that's what, because there is no tax and no total. This total is this value, this amount. So, but no tax, wasn't able to extract that tax. But for the other image, let's see. Sorry, for the other image, for the other receipt. Tax 8.11 and 115. Let's see. Yes, 115 and 8.11. So it's working. And I did nothing. I only uploaded these two receipts. And as you can see, they have different formats. So it's working pretty fine. So this could be an easy way to create a process to, for example, in a company, extract the expenses of our employees, the expenses they send. They send us these documents and we extract the data, and then we go on with the process, approval process, whatever you can think about. So this is working pretty fine. It's great. Well, let's see. I wanted to show you a demo about sentiment analysis. Let's go to another pre-built AI model. What's about sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is going to analyze a text and then extract a positive or negative sentiment. This could be, for example, if we receive emails from customers, we could analyze this text. If we receive feedback from our employees, we could analyze that text. For example, here I created, let me show you the flow I created. This one is going to be, I didn't remember to turn it on. Okay, I'm going to show you this one, what I've been doing. I created a flow analyzing text posted in Twitter, posted in tweets. For example, I'm searching for text about Bezos, Amazon, and what I'm doing is calling the detect language. This is one of the models that we have in the pre-built AI models. Let me show my screen here. As you remember, we have this language detection. It's able to analyze the text that we have, or analyze the text and then extract the language. So I'm using this in this flow. Sorry, that was another window. Yeah, I'm using this detect language about the tweet text. Once I get this language, I use an expression to use that language to the AI builder analyze positive or negative sentiment in text. This is the pre-built AI model about analyzing sentiment. So this is as with the same model I used before. I have to do nothing. I have not to train the model. I only need, in this case, the language, that it comes from the previous action and the tweet text. That's all. And this is going to give me a number between 0 and 1. So the nearest is to 1, it's positive sentiment. The nearest to 0 is negative sentiment. Actually, here the values that I have that comes out from the action, you see it's probably overall text is negative. This could be on the reverse side. 1 is most likely, 0 is least likely, but with neutral or positive. So in that case, I would say probability that overall text is positive. So I'm storing in a SharePoint list the tweet ID, the tweet text, the author, and if the tweet is positive or negative. I'm going to save that. This should be running. So if anybody is posting in Twitter tweets about Bezos, as you can see, it's running. Oh, Ferran, this is starting to read tweets and post that information in your SharePoint list. Yes, I'm going to stop it because maybe I go to the maximum requests for every 24 hours. I don't remember the exact name, the throttling limit. So yeah, here I have all the tweets, as you can see, where the word Bezos is there. And then here I have a column with the sentiment. As you can see, this is working. And here I have this number. So this is, for example, this is a negative, it seems a negative tweet. Maybe here I have this one. So this is a positive. Wow. Why this is 1? Let's see. No, this one. Yeah, it says very good roadmap okay, this is the business word, and as it has the very good word. So sentiment analysis gave us this one. In that case, for example, 0.96, it has this, yeah, it's pretty good, and that's the reason why it's probably giving this positive sentiment. So instead of using Twitter, honestly, I could have used another sample analyzing, as I said before, Outlook emails, for example, feedback from employees, feedback from customers, different information that I could analyze, and even instead of storing this information in Twitter, I could send the information to a Power BI dashboard, for example, and analyze this, measure this sentiment. Well, last but not least, demo I wanted to show is this invoice processing. There's a pre-built model, pre-built AI model that's going to analyze invoices. The same as before. What I'm going to do in that case is create. Sorry, I'm going to remove that. This was a test I did before. So I have a SharePoint list called invoices, and the idea is the same with receipt. I'm going to upload invoices, and let's see if AI Builder is able to extract data from that from those invoices. In that case, I have different invoices. You see, I have this one with this format, but I have here another invoice with an absolutely different format. So once again, I'm not going to train the model. I'm not going to say, okay, this is the format, as you will see later on with the custom AI models. These are pre-built. So I'm going to send this image or these files to AI Builder, and let's see which information is able to extract. So in that case, I'm going to create another workflow. Flow in Power Automate. Let's see, this one I can build it from zero. I'm going to create automated Cloudfold. So in SharePoint, when a file is created, I'm going to select again the automation bootcamp. In that case, it's the invoices. I'm going to extract information, so the content, get file content. As with the receipts, I can use JPG, PDF files. So this is file identifier, and this is the identifier. Okay, and now let's open AI Builder. And this is the invoices. Extract information from invoices. And here, once again, it only needs the content of the file. The same as the receipt. Someone could say, Fran, it's like more or less like the same. Yeah, it's, absolutely agree. So here I had the file content, and now, as I did before, I'm going to update SharePoint. I'm going to update the list. Update file properties. I'm going to select this automation bootcamp, this invoices list. I'm going to use the ID, and now I'm going to update different fields. So here I have the title, and now let's see if AI Builder is able to extract invoice date, total, and the vendor name, a vendor address. I could try to if I have like a table, I could try to extract all the items of the table. I could do so. So it's a complete model. You can do many things. I wanted to keep it simple, so in that case, I'm going to check for the invoice date. This is the invoice date. Total. Let's see if I have the invoice total. And yeah, as you see, I have different fields, and with the confidence as the same before. So let's see if I have this vendor name. Yeah, I have this vendor name, the vendor address. And yeah, the description, this belongs to the SharePoint item. So here I have the information. So I think that's pretty fine. Let's see, automation. Bootcamp, this is the invoices model, invoices. So I'm going to save that. So it's ready. So if I come here, let's upload. Well, let's upload the 3 and let's see how it works. Let's go to here and see all runs. Let's hope we don't have to wait too much. And we'll see if AI Builder is able to extract all the fields I need or only some of them. Remember, I have different formats for invoices. This is one invoice, but yeah, I have another one, completely different. That's really powerful because I can automate some processes about extracting data for invoices, for receipts, but in that case for invoices. So let's see. Okay, seems that all of three workflows succeeded. As you see, it's pretty fast, 11 seconds, extracted information. And here, as we have with receipts, the customer address and the confidence with that customer address, the customer ID, and many fields, information. And in this case, with pretty high values on confidence. So I updated the SharePoint list. So this is fine. This is the total field. I have the vendor name, the vendor address, and the invoice date. As you can see, for this this invoice, the third, it was not able to extract the total. Let's see if is it there or why not. Do we have a total here? Interesting, because we have this balance, but we don't have a total value. So that's the reason it was not able to extract the total. Could it be able to extract all the lines? Yeah, sure. Here, for example, we can edit that flow, and after that, or even in a parallel process, let's see, for example, I could try to create an HTML table. I'm going to select the fields, the items. This is these items. Maybe these items. Okay, I'm going to create this and I'm going to send this by email. I haven't tested this, so let's try. Haven't tried before. Send an email to myself, and I want to invoice, and I want to see if this HTML table is able to process, or this HTML table is getting the items, the line items of the invoice, and I'm creating an HTML table and I'm sending by email this table. So I want to see if it's I'm going to receive these different lines for one of the files. This is saving. I'm going to test with a previous execution with a recently used. So let's, for example, let's check that. Now the flow is running. I'm going to open Outlook. So let's see if I receive an email. If this is working, it seems it's fine. And create the HTML table. Oh, the fields are this. Oh, maybe I selected. Oh, this was not the fields I wanted to select. But it seems that yeah, it's getting the value selected. It was not right, I think. Let's see. This is, oh yeah, that's what I then want to extract that. Probably I didn't select the desired value, sorry, instead of these items. Line item, line description. It's line items. Do you have this? I don't remember the exact name. So instead of this, no, it's not that one. Well, I don't remember exactly which is the value here, but the idea is that you will receive all different lines here. For example, I have, maybe you don't see it, but I will have all the different lines that are in the invoice. In fact, actually, if I go to the execution and this one, and here and extract information from invoices, probably here I will have the items. Yeah, yeah, probably I should extract the raw text, and this is the line you'll see. And here in the fields, I have all in the description, I have all the values. But yeah, for example, the raw text, yeah, this is one of the rows. And if I go to another row, probably, yeah, I have this product code. And then if I go to another value, I will have this raw text. Anyway, I'm having a look at the time. So you would extract those lines also. Yeah, Marcus is saying that may need a pairs JSON action. Maybe, maybe you're right. Or if you're interested, I was thinking about using maybe before that a select action. Let's see if I do a select from the items. This was my, and then here, let's see, you have time. This is the, well, line text. And here, for example, we have line item description. Let's see, here I have, for example, line item quantity. And here, for example, let's check the unit price. Line item unit price, for example. Then pass the output of this select to that table. Okay. Let's see if that works. I'm going to test. This one. This was not the valid one. Okay, it worked. Okay, it worked. So it seems, yeah, I'm receiving, yeah, this is creating, yeah. So with a select, I selected the fields that I wanted, and you know, sorry, you see that we see the description, the quantity, and the unit price. This is the red reel one. Is this one? Yeah. Red reel element primary 4. And let's see the price, it's fine. Red reel element primary 4. Primary 4. Yeah, that's fine. It's working fine. It's working pretty well. So I use a select. If with the select, I can get the items. In that case, I decided which items I wanted to get. I create the HTML table and send it by email. Here, if I go to the email, and here it is. So fine, it's working. And if I did, obviously, if I did it for another file, it would work also. If I test it again, example for this one, this with another file, once one of the files I uploaded. Come on, let's see if it works. Okay, succeeded. Did I receive another email? Yeah, guest room. Oh, this is about the hotel, but here is what it was not able to extract the unit price. Let's see why. This is about an hotel, not that image. Is that image not this one? So is this one? Not this one, sorry. Oh, not this one, the third one. Okay. So guest room, this has this amount, state tax. Was this our state tax? Yeah. It was able to get the description, but not the quantity or nor the unit price. So as you see, it's not perfect. Obviously, it depends on the invoice. So remember, this one is the one that it doesn't have a total field. So as you can see, it depends. Then you can ask a question about, okay, Ferran, what can we do now? Okay, instead of using a a pre-built AI model, maybe we have to use a custom AI model. So let's go on the presentation. And what are custom AI models? Custom AI models are AI models that we have to train, are customized for our needs. So we have invoices in a specific format or different specific formats, and we want to improve the existing model. We have to train that data or that model, sorry, using data that we have. So the big difference between pre-built AI models and custom AI models is that in the custom ones, we have to train. We have to get some data, clean and prepare that data if it's needed, train that model, test it, and then improve it. How we can improve it? Adding some more data and improving that model. But that's different that in the pre-built AI ones. The pre-built ones, we did nothing. We used the action and that's all. And here in the custom, we have to train. We need data and we have to train that model. So let's show you a demo. By the way, before I forgot it, recently Microsoft published a very useful use case about processing COVID-19 vaccination records, and they are using form processing, which I'm going to use in a few minutes, and image classification to process QR codes. So in this article, if you're interested, it's very, very interesting on how we can use Power Automate with Power Apps to for example, take a picture of a vaccine record card or take a picture of this QR code and then extract the information. And here is a very complete article on how you can use that and use that information. So I recommend you to read that. It's very interesting. In any way, I wanted to show you a demo again. In that case, first of all, I'm going to use the prediction one, and then we'll see the form processing one. Before going to the demo, I was going too fast. Which are the custom AI models that we have? We can refine for our needs. We have this category classification. According to some text, we can categorize. For example, we could receive, for example, request about IT support, and then we can classify, we can categorize this request, hardware, software, or for example, an application. We have the entity extraction. We have this form processing that it's very similar to the receipt or the invoice processing. We have the image classification that it's able to, for example, process images and categorize them. We have the object detection to detect some objects in pictures. And we have this prediction model that predict that something is going to happen. I wanted to show a sample of this form processing and this prediction one. So I'm going to start on the prediction one. what we are going to use, what we are going to do. Okay, and I have this Excel file that it contains information about a stroke. I want to predict if a person could suffer from a stroke or not. So depending on the gender, the age, ever married or not, the work type, the residence type, your BMI, your glucose level, if you ever smoke or not, if you can have a stroke or not. So I want to predict according to some information that I'm going to enter, and according to this model, to this some sample data that I want to use in the model, I want to predict that. So how do we have to work with that? Quite easy. We don't have to worry much about that. The only difference is that now we have to train our model. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to AI Builder here from Power Automate. I'm going to say that I want to create a model for our business needs, and I'm going to click on prediction. And here it's going to say, okay, name this model, automation bootcamp, bootcamp prediction. As you can see here, it says, okay, we need at least an Excel table or a CSV file with 50 rows with data, with historical data, and 10 rows per outcome value. For example, in this Excel file, I would need 50 values and at least 10 values with a 1 and 10 values with a 0. This is real values. These are real values. We had someone that had a stroke with this BMI, with these values. These are real values, and I have like 60,000 records. Here we have the 0, so we have a complete data set to train our model. So I'm going to create this model. Previously, I uploaded this CSV file to Dataverse. I have to upload this information to a database. I have to go here in data and click on tables, and here I'm going to create a table based on a CSV file or an Excel file. I'm going to get data, in that case, from a CSV or Excel file, but I could get data from SharePoint, different sources, and to go faster, I will not do this step. I have this information loaded in an existing table. In fact, this table is this one, stroke data. I uploaded this data into Dataverse table, and then what I'm going to do is select the table. This is called stroke data. And here the model is asking me, okay, which is the column that I want to predict? I want to predict the stroke. This one, the value, it's 1 or 0, possibility of suffering a stroke or not. So here I'm going to select the stroke. I'm going to click on next. And then the model is asking me, okay, which attributes do I have to evaluate to predict this prediction? I want to use the age. I want to use the average glucose level, the BMI, ever married or not, the gender, the heart disease, the hypertension. But for example, I don't need the ID. That's not needed to predict the value. The name, I don't need this attribute. Residence type, smoking, status reason not needed, and work type. If I don't want to consider any of these attributes, for example, I don't take into account if someone has ever been married or not, I could discard. So the model is not going to use this attribute that is stored in the table. So here it's where I can train the model and get better or worse results. So I'm not going to use the ever married. I'm going to click on next. I could even filter some data about these 60,000 records that I have in the table. I could skip some of them, but I don't want to filter data. I want to use all the data. I'm going to click on next. And now I have the model almost is ready. So I'm going to click on train. According to the existing data, train that model. Now this is going to take a while. I can close the window. So I'm training that model based on the information I have. So this is still training. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new flow. I'm going to create automated Cloudfold. And for example, in that case, I will have a form where I will enter some information. I have all the fields that we have been using. And when someone enters the information here, I want to store that information in a SharePoint list and with the prediction. So here I have, I have prepared a SharePoint list. Come on, it's not closing. Okay, here I have a stroke prediction. And then I repeat, I'm going to fill in that form and I'm going to, actually, I have this flow prepared. This is a stroke one. Okay. So when someone enters a response in the form, I get the response details, and then I'm going to use that predict. This I'm going to add this predict. This is from AI Builder. And when I select the predict action, it's asking me which model I want to use. I want to use existing models, business card model, for example, or the invoice processing model, or I want to use some model that I have customized. And here I have the stroke prediction model. Well, ours was I name it Automation Bootcamp, but I guess that it's still training. So that's the reason why it's not showing. It's training. Let me refresh the window. Let's see. Models. If it hasn't finished, I will use the. It's still training. It's still training. In any case, I have here another model, and here I have another model with the same data, and here I have the performance of the model. If it's a perfect model, we have different values here in the details with the prediction for the prediction model. This means that I should provide more data, more accurate data, probably more data to improve the model. But in any case, I have this model, and here you have which attributes influence most in the prediction. In any case, I'm going to my flow, and here, sorry, my flow is here. Sorry, here, yeah, I have here the predict to, or actually, instead of using that, I'm going to show that predict, and here I select the stroke prediction. So I use this model, and then using this model, the output is I have to update the okay, I have this prediction. In the stroke prediction is asking me for all these attributes. Remember all the attributes I selected, and then it's going to create the item, and here I have the output of that action. The output is the prediction value. So if I test it, or if I sorry, if I go here and it's okay, I add some age, for example, for example, private, urban, smoke, BMI, for example, 40, 45, glucose level. Okay, I enter this information. This is going to trigger the flow. This one, custom stroke. Yeah, it's running 4 seconds ago and it runs successfully. So I get the response details, the information, the work type, the glucose value I entered, the gender, and then I get that information and pass it to send it to the stroke prediction model. And then the output in that case is 0. So I have, according to that model, the prediction I have of a stroke of that person is going to have a stroke is 0. You have 0, no stroke, 1 probability of having a stroke, and this information then it's stored, in the SharePoint site. It should be in the SharePoint site. Here I have the information, and here I have the prediction. It's 0. Probably if this value is higher and the glucose value is also higher, maybe I get a 1. It depends. It depends. So very, very quickly, I want to show you the last demo, and this is about form processing. It's pretty similar to the receipt and the invoice processing. In that case, I'm going to train AI Builder to use to interpret to process an image. Just quickly show you. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm running out of time, but let's go to my models. And here I built a model. I go to build, and I selected the form processing model. And here in the form processing model for automation bootcamp, not prediction, but form processing, I'm going to create this form processing. And in that case, this custom AI model needs 5 documents with the same layout. So I'm going to create that, and then I'm going to add different fields that I want to find in that information. In that case, I created a model to read Microsoft certification diplomas, the titles that we have. So I want to get the name, the date of achievement, and the valid until fields. So I then should have to add those fields. Let me show you the model I have built. This model, this is Microsoft certifications, and here if I edit the model, I want to show you that I created some fields, and then I said, okay, I have these fields, name, date of achievement, valid until certification, and then I uploaded different images, different PDF files. For example, I could add some documents and set and tag those documents. For example, let me show you what I did. For example, for that document, I selected, I said, okay, the name is this field. I can remove, and now I show you. I'm going to choose that field, and I'm going to say this is the name. If I remove the date of achievement, and now I select this, so this one, I said, okay, this is the date of achievement. And I did all the same for 5 different documents. And then according to that, I trained the model. I have trained that model, and then I'm going to close that because I don't want to save the changes. So I have a model that I uploaded 5 documents and said, okay, the name is located here, the date is here, the valid until is in that side of the document. This is the reason why the 5 documents should be the same. I have to train the model with the same model, and then I could use different models. So as I did before, I have a flow. I'm going to my flows. I have a flow in this custom, this form. And as I did before, I'm going to upload, in that case, a file in a SharePoint site. I'm going to get the file content, and then I'm going to extract information from forms. Here, I'm choosing the Microsoft certification form processing model. In that case, I have to specify the format, as I didn't do in the other models, and then the content of that file, the content of that. And then I'm updating the file properties. So if I open SharePoint, I have this certifications document library. Here, I'm going to upload this test. This is the document I have. So this is the title, and for processing, when I trained the form processing model, I said, okay, this is the name, this is the date achievement, this is the valid until. So let's see if that AI Builder custom model is able to extract that information, and if it's able to extract it to update this SharePoint item. This should be working. Come on. Do I upload it? Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, let's wait a little bit. It's 3 minutes. Come on. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to close that. Close that. And maybe I have to wait a little bit. Yeah, this is the custom, and just making sure this is fine. Certifications. Yeah, I uploaded it into certifications. That's fine. Okay. It's not. Why it's not running? Okay, now 2 minutes. Oh, it's running. Oh, I uploaded the file, and now it's extracting data and uploading. It worked fine. It was able to extract name with a high confidence. So it was able to extract that information. So the date of achievement, and yeah. So I have this information should be here. Yeah, I have the certification title, date of achievement. So the idea is that I uploaded 5 different documents. I trained the model. I said this field is here, this other field is here. So whenever I upload a new document, in that case with a certification, it's able to extract the information. I could do that with receipts. I could do that, but with receipts we have plenty of formats. Or I could do that with invoices. As I said before, we saw before, it was not able to extract some information, but now with invoices, I could train that model. Oh, it's a minute. Sorry, maybe I've been too fast in that last final steps. But in any case, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. This is very quickly. This is $500 cost per month, but you have to calculate that. But you can find information about that cost pretty quickly in Microsoft SharePoint site or Microsoft site. Sorry. Thank you very much. And I don't know you have questions. Late. One time.
It was really a good session on the AI models. I've explained about pre-built and the custom one. So really good session. Helpful to everyone. I'll see if there's any questions in the chat. Don't think anything yet, guys. If there's any questions, feel free to post
yeah,
it.
Sure.
Time
in Teams or you can reach out to me. Yeah. I'm going to post that if you want to reach out.
We'll give another 2 minutes to see if anybody is
Okay.
has any questions. If not, guys, that's the contact for Farhan. Please feel free to reach out to him to any further questions.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to share now the the COVID article. Yeah, for sure. Let me paste it on the chat. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Farhan. I don't think we have any further questions on this. Yeah, thanks for your session. It was really helpful on the AI models. Quite interesting. Guys, so that's the end of the session today. And we have got Zero Integration Bootcamp tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. GMT. So yeah, thanks guys, thanks all for joining today's session. See you all tomorrow. Thanks, Farhan. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.